Today's topic is about free radical damage and clinical significance. So, which are the particular disease or damage occurred due to that free radical, and which disease are aggravated in the presence of this free radical generation, that we will look in the video. So, first, the damage produced by the free radical. Free radical are extremely reactive and their half life is only a few milliseconds. When a free radical reacts with a normal compound or molecule, other free radical are generated, and this chain reaction lead to the thousands of event and damage of the tissue. One simple example, that is peroxidation of PUFA or polyunsaturated fatty acid, which is present in plasma membrane or cell membrane, lead to the loss of that cell membrane activity or function. So almost all biological macromolecule, means lipid, protein and carbohydrate, are damaged by the free radical. So that peroxidation of PFA, that is one example. Another one, that is SH group containing enzymes, they will lose function and fragmentation of that enzyme are noticed. For the polysaccharide can also affected or degraded by this free radical damage. DNA is also damaged in the form of strand break. Once DNA is damaged, then transcription and translation both will be affected. This may cause inhibition of protein and enzyme synthesis. Even further, indirectly, it can cause cell death or mutation. And carcinogenesis is also observed when there is an extensive damage by the free radical. Now, in the picture, it is shown that how different cell particles or cell organelle is affected by the free radical. So, reactive oxygen species, that is react with the protein. So, protein damage and loss of the function. For the activity of protein, we are already knowing that protein quaternary structure is needed, but quaternary structure will be lost in the presence of free radical, and that will lead to the loss of function. Same way, this lipid peroxidation of cell membrane, that will affect cell membrane activity. These free radical are already generated by this sometime by this mitochondria. So that free radical can damage mitochondria. So normal function of mitochondria, main, that is ATP generation, will be affected. Further, this free radical can damage the DNA. So DNA damage, that can lead to the cell death, mutation or even cancer can occur. So that is the main effect of free radical over the different parts of the cell. Now in detail of this clinical significance, both the type of inflammation is occurring in the presence of the free radical, mainly chronic inflammation. The best example, that is rheumatoid arthritis, chronic ulcerative colitis, chronic glomerulonephritis, where continuous free radicals are released from the neutrophils, and that free radical is continuously released. So at that site, inflammation is remain for a longer duration. So main reason for the chronic inflammation, that is the free radical. Same way, acute inflammation, which is mostly seen when there is any bacterial infection. So when there is a bacterial infection, to kill the bacteria, activated macrophage and neutrophil will release free radical with the help of NADPH oxidase. So respiratory burst will occur and free radical is generated, and that can lead to the inflammation development at the site of infection. So that acute and chronic inflammation is mostly correlated with the free radical generation by our own body system. Further, disease of the eye, in that you have to remember retrolental fibroplasia, so retinopathy of prematurity. Why it is occurring? Basically, the premature infant, oxygen given for the long time, that can lead to the free radical generation and thromboxane release. When this thromboxane is released, vascular contracture and cellular injury, that can affect particular retina, and that can lead to the retrolental fibroplasia. So we have to take care that oxygen should not given for a longer duration, particularly to the premature infants. Further, that cataract formation is partly due to photochemical generation of the free radical. Already lots of scavenging system and antioxidants are present in the eye, but even though extensive damage, photochemical generation of free radical, that can lead to the cataract, mostly in the older age. Tissue of the eye, including the lens, has high concentration of free radicals scavenging enzymes, but even though extensive damage by the radical lead to the cataract. Reperfusion injury, mostly related with the after damage or ischemia of the tissue. So reperfusion injury after myocardial ischemia is caused by the free radical. In particular, after ischemia, the two activities occurring: one, xanthine oxidase activity is increased and scavenging system activity is so found to be decreased. So there is an extensive formation of free radical, but scavenger system is not working properly, so that lead to the accumulation of free radical at the site of injury or ischemia. So further oxygen is given at the site of injury, that can lead to the reperfusion injury, and that can be minimized with the help of allopurinol, which will reduce activity of the xanthine oxidase. So that is the main reason of the free radical damage, particularly in relation to the reperfusion. Further, that respiratory disease. So here 100% of oxygen is given for a longer time, that will lead to the neutrophil will generate free radical in the respiratory tract, and that lead to the endothelial damage and lung edema, particularly in premature infant, that can lead to bronchopulmonary dysplasia, and in adult ARDS, acute respiratory distress syndrome with pulmonary edema is seen when 100% of oxygen is given for a longer time. One more condition, that is cigarette smoke contains lots of free radical as well, should attract white blood cell and release free radical in the respiratory tract, that can lead to the lung damage. So that is respiratory disease correlated with the free radicals. Atherosclerosis and MI, myocardial infarction, LDL are deposited under the endothelial cells, which undergo oxidation by the free radical or oxidize LDL. These attract the macrophage cells. Macrophage are then converted into the form cell. That is a starting event of the atherosclerosis. This initiate the atherosclerotic plaque formation, and once that atherosclerotic plaque formation, they will occlude the vessels. So antioxidant offer some protective effect to prevent this atherosclerosis as well as myocardial infarction. Further, that shock. In this condition, free radical damage membranes by lipid peroxidation, particularly leukotrienes from platelets, proteases from the macrophages increase vascular permeability and lead to the tissue edema where shock is there. So this shock, that is also correlated in this condition, free radical damage is increased, and that can further aggravate the condition. Skin disease, in that particularly Soralens plant product, that is given as a treatment locally applied for the treatment of psoriasis and leukoderma. So this Soralens plant product, it is applied in a psoriasis and leukoderma, then irradiated by ultraviolet light, produce the singlet oxygen for the clinical effect. So this singlet oxygen will kill that abnormal cell of the psoriasis and leukoderma, and that have advantage of the free radical. So that is also important or advantageous clinical significance of the free radical. Carcinogenesis. So free radical produce DNA damage, and accumulated damage lead to the somatic mutation as well as malignancy. So free radical is directly correlated with the cancer formation. Aging process. So biological aging due to the accumulation of reactive oxygen metabolites. It is not reactive oxygen species, that is reactive oxygen metabolites. So Parkinsonism, Alzheimer's disease, and multiple sclerosis are directly related with the reactive oxygen metabolites and aging process. So cumulative effect of free radical injury underline the cause for the gradual deterioration of aging process. So accumulation of these reactive oxygen metabolites, that can lead to this degenerative disease, and that is correlated with the aging process. So free radical, if extensive damage, that can lead to the aging in the person. So in summary, eye, particularly diabetic retinopathy of prematurity, cataract, age-related macular degeneration. Brain, you can remember Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. Air tube, bronchial asthma, inhalation injury due to release of free radical from the neutrophils. Arrhythmia, cardiac infarction, and high blood pressure is observed with the free radical damage. Gastric ulcer, ischemic colitis, and fatty liver. Further, kidney failure, uremia, that is also observed with the free radical damage, particularly to the kidney. Aging process, diabetes, allergic, rheumatic disease, cancer, arterial sclerosis, that is observed in general damage of the free radical. So age spots as well as wrinkle and saggings, that is directly correlated with the free radical damage. So these all are the clinical significance. Simply we have to reduce damage by the free radical, so we can avoid so many diseases. So that's all about the different clinical significance and damage related to the free radicals. So that's all about today's lecture.